everybody, welcome back to Brailsford's Rides. If you're new to the channel, I'm Matt, and we're here in my 2012 Boss 302. I gotta go pick up my son. He was at a parents' night out thing. We were just taking advantage of letting him go do something. So we're gonna go get him, and today's episode is gonna be fun. We're gonna talk about the 5 things I hate about my Boss 302 / the 5 things that are wrong with the Boss 302. So it should be a good one, it should be fun. Let's do this, guys. Alright guys, so I've had my Boss 302 for about 4.5 years now, right? And in that 4.5 years, I've probably put about 24,000 miles on the car. I've really enjoyed every mile. This car is so much fun. 4.5 years later, this car still feels brand new to me, man. I love this car. I can't ever see myself getting rid of it, parting with it. It's just, but you know, just driving it around, I love the rawness of the car. And I've driven S550 before, and they just don't have that anymore. They're still fun. I love the 550s, don't get me wrong. I'd love to have one, build it into a drag car, but it's not the same as this car. But that being said, this car is not perfect. This car has several imperfections. That being said, the first thing that drives me nuts about my car is the imperfections on the outside. And let's go check those out. So, stuff that we're not going to talk about on the car is the stuff that's like pretty standard for... I'm using it. Okay. So stuff we're not going to talk about is the stuff that's pretty standard for 60,000 miles, little nicks and scratches. But I want to show you guys stuff that's not standard. So, I was taking a road trip to Rhode Island right when I first bought the car. So I put a 3M clear bra on, and it did a pretty good job because I used a bulk sheet. However, a piece of dust blew under it, and right here I actually had to cut part of it out because the dust blew under it. Instead of starting over, I just needed to get it. I was about to go, and I had to get it on the car. So it's not perfect here, but I tell you what, it saved the bulk of my front bumper paint.
Not you, Daddy.
So that's one thing I wish I could redo, get a cut to shape clear bra for the bumper. The next thing I want to show you guys is right here. Right here, there is a dent in the crease, okay? And that happened, I'm pretty sure, when I took the car for its first, actually it was getting serviced, some dealer service, right when I bought the car. And they take pictures, and I take pictures on my iPad and all that. And looking back at the pictures, the way the sun was reflecting, we couldn't tell if the dent was there. And I ended up just, you know, and I ended up losing the battle, and they wouldn't fix it. They said it was already there, but the way the sun was reflecting on it, you really couldn't tell. So that's another imperfection that kind of drives me nuts. The other big imperfection that you don't see is there's a bunch of swirl marks from waterless cleaning over the past almost 4.5 years on top of ceramic coating. So this car needs to be redone, reapplied, paint corrected. I trusted, my son was trying to help me out, and one day he sprayed industrial purple power degreaser all down the side of the car, and it baked in the sun for 2.5 hours. Luckily I got it mostly out, you can't see it, but there are, if you get on the right angle, you can kind of see where it was in some spots. Yeah, so the car's dirty. Kind of, for some reason I can't even see the swirl marks today. It's actually hidden pretty well. I don't know why, but there's some swirl marks in there. You can't see them. The car's pretty clean right now. It's clean and dirty at the same time. The reflection's not bad for it being how it is. But yeah, little man here is the culprit, spraying purple power all over the car. Yeah, so a lot of those things out there have been there for a little while. I can't really do much about a bunch of them. I do need to get a paintless dent guy to come out and fix them. And then in general, I just want to get the car paint corrected. Over time, you know, the car is ceramic coated, in over 4.5 years of having ceramic, or sorry, 4 years of ceramic coating.
It's just starting to develop, you know, surface scratches and stuff from all the waterless cleanings I've done. But you know, that being said, I still take it to car shows. It's a driver. It's got 63,000 miles now. So like, it's not like it doesn't get driven. And oh yeah, oh yeah. But it's a driver, man, and it gets driven. So it's gonna get scratches. It's gonna happen. But I do like it to look nice. I like taking it to shows, and I like it when I feel like my car looks better than some of the ones that have less miles. I put a lot of effort into it, and I do try to make it look good. The second thing that drives me nuts about my Boss 302 is the exhaust leak. So before I was doing YouTube, guys, and before little man was born, Leighton was about little man's age. Maddox's age. He was 3 years old, and we were going to a car show. We go to this car show, and I missed the parking lot because my GPS told me the wrong parking lot. So I'm trying to pull a 3-point turn, and while I'm trying to pull this 3-point turn, my son drops something. He drops his little mini Boss 302. So I'm reaching down to grab this thing, and I cut my turn a little soon. And if you've ever been in a parking lot, you know those concrete stanchions, the big borders that have a little bit of grass in between. Well, I cut the turn too soon, and I backed over it. As soon as I backed over it, the side pipe got caught on it and it ripped off. I damaged the car pretty bad. The mid pipe was pretty bad. Luckily, the Boss 302 owners group is phenomenal. I love that group. And everybody in that group is phenomenal. Everybody's helpful. And I was able to source a new mid pipe and Boss side pipes for a great deal. Got the car back up and running. When I got those parts, I took it to, in Virginia, they got a lot of do-it-yourself hobby shops. So I took the car there, and my plan was, here we go. My plan was, okay, I'm gonna do this myself, save a bunch of money, no big deal, because it's bolt on, bolt off. Well, when I get there, I realized that the bolts in the old pipe were all rusted, and they seized, and I could not get them off. I actually had to cut them. I did not have replacement parts. That was a big problem. So I had to freaking use parts bin bolts to get that thing shut and sealed again. And in order to make it work, I had to, like, you know, jerry rig some stuff. Not great. And that being said, some of them are still on the car. I just never went in there and fixed it. I've adjusted it a few times, but I mangled one of the clamps trying to make it work, and there's a slight exhaust leak from the driver's side header to the mid pipe. Very slight exhaust leak, but it ticks and it's super annoying, and I gotta fix it. So I'll be tackling that here soon. Hoping maybe to get an MRT mid pipe soon, a little more free flowing. And maybe some Kooks side pipes, if someone's got some, willing to let them go, if they've sold their Boss and are willing to part with their old side pipes. So yeah, that's the plan moving forward. I gotta fix it. I'll show you guys a clip of it right now. Sounds good. Sound good? Yeah. All right. Can you hear that little ticking noise? Hear that ticking noise, guys? A slight tick. Yeah, there's a real light tick down there. And that tick noise, unfortunately, is where there's an exhaust leak. Listen. It's not prominent, but it's enough for it to bother me. So I need to get that fixed here very soon. Yeah, you should have heard that tick, and the tick is super annoying. Let's get a good pull in, shall we? Can't go too fast. Speed limit's not very high. And the boy's in the back. Oh, we are not going fast at all. Thank you. The next thing that really bothers me about this car, and you guys have heard it, and I've been lamenting it, is the whiny MT82. The previous owner put an MGW shift kit in here, and thank God, because this thing shifts like butter. But man, that whine is super annoying. Let's listen for it here. We're gonna hear it. Ready? Sounds like I got a Kenny Bell on here, but it's just a whiny transmission. It's shifting fine, shifts great, but talked to Alex Flores, and he said that MT82s, they will whine. So I don't know where that stands. I got some special goodies. Man, let's turn this down. I got some special goodies coming for the car. That'll be on the next video. I've talked about it in my live streams if you guys have been in there. But I can't wait to show you guys what I got coming for this car to make this car bulletproof. Bulletproof. Well, not like on the power it's on. Hey, check this out, guys. There's freaking horses. Okay. Freaking horses. Horses! Yeah, that was weird. Okay. The next thing I really hate about my Boss is it's no longer clean. I do have some aftermarket parts on the car that I didn't want to put on, but in a pinch I did it. So I had a piece of debris take out my air condenser on a road trip with my wife, and it took it out, and I needed to fix it, and a condenser replacement was $300+ So I opted for the $100 replacement, and a buddy of mine helped me install it. So it's not OEM part, that's in the car. Shortly after that, my radiator went out, and I tried to find a Boss replacement. I bought a Boss replacement OEM, and it came damaged. So everything else was back ordered at the time. So I opted to just buy a Mishimoto. And don't get me wrong, the Mishimoto looks amazing. I love the Mishimoto, but it's not stock. And I wanted the stock part on the car. But I guess in reality, it's really no different than me throwing like a different axle back on, right? So it's not stock, and it changes things. So it's really no big deal, just something that bothers me a little bit. The last thing that bothers me about the Boss, and I kind of got into it in the last video when I was doing the top things to look for, is the fact that I do not have the Recaro seats. Don't get me wrong, I love the seats I do have, but they're not the Recaros. The Recaros are super nice. They feel great. You're secure in there. I mean, I'm pretty secure in these, but those Recaros are something else. It's like they're hugging you. And I would love to, you know, track this thing one day, so it would have been nice to have that secure feeling in the car. It's just something I don't have. I'm over it. I love the car still. No big deal. And I kind of want to drive a car that's got the torsion diff just to kind of see what it feels like. But that's it, guys. That's my 5 things. Oh, we're in a little city. Let's see if we can get some echoes off the buildings. Oh yeah. But yeah, that's it, guys. That is my 5 things that I hate about my Boss 302. If you enjoyed that video, please like and subscribe. And if you're new, I look forward to bringing you guys some more content, and hope you enjoyed it. See you guys next time.